Hey, salam everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back or to the UFK show. I just got done with the premiere of my film and I went straight to go and watch the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. It hurt seeing Mike like that. You know, Mike Tyson is somebody I watched growing up. I watched him, obviously not in like I'm not that old. I'm not that old. But you know, growing up, watching his highlights, watching all the little footage that we had of him, the stories, and especially when I was making my movie, when I was training, obviously to be a boxer, I was watching so much Mike Tyson footage and tape. And so yeah, that's why there was no way I was missing this. I went to the premiere, you know, met everyone, watched the showing, saw it, shook hands, took some pictures. I swear I literally cut. It was like the Serrano fight was finishing up. I had it on in the background. I wasn't using my phone and driving, I swear. No distracted driving here. But I had it playing as I was whipping back down on the highway, getting back home and watched the fight. And first of all, I gotta say, Netflix did a bang out job. Like seriously, they did a phenomenal job with the live, whatever it was. I guess streaming free for anybody who had a membership. I think that's an amazing way to do it. I'm done with the pay-per-views. I'll be honest, watching them they're brutal. I get it. For business is probably amazing. You know, the UFC, et cetera, et cetera. They're making big bucks, Canelo, et cetera, et cetera. I know a lot of people love DAZN. But I don't know, man. For me, just to have, because most of us have Netflix for the most part. And so I just clicked it on. Boom. There was that one issue where it crashed, I think, because it started buffering right before the fight. But amazing experience on my end, at least. I don't know how y'all felt. But when it comes to the fight, it was just tough. It was tough watching Mike get like it was you could see the glimpses and the brief moments where it was him. It was our Mike Tyson. You could see it, the bob, the weave, the explosiveness. He goes and he does the hook. It's like I could see it. I was like, he's there. But then all of a sudden he's standing up and he's just like, you can see he's just like slow and he's like, he's stiff. And then, I mean, he's 60. He's 60 years old. Like Jake, my guy, like you out here fighting a 6-year-old. Not that it's a bad thing. I think it was still a cool fight to put on. I watched it. My parents watched it. They were like, wait a second, Mike Tyson's fighting? What are you talking about? You know, has it been like a flashback 30 years? Like, what's going on? Because they watched it. That was their era. So again, really cool thing. My mom's joke. She's like, it's a setup. She's like, it's a setup. They were just trying to go and promote this young dude. I was like, well, I mean, technically that's what was going on. But, you know, bless her soul. Again, it was just one of those things where everybody knows Mike Tyson. That's the name everybody knows. Baddest man ever. You know, but man, it just hurt seeing him just get pummeled. Again, I think Jake, again, even though he was throwing some like crazy shots and he was rocking Mike and you could see him going back and forth. I do think Jake took it a little bit easy on him. I know he could have just smashed him and went in on him like he did some of the other fights beforehand. But again, it was cool to see Mike fight, but damn, did it hurt to see him get rocked. There's not really much more to say. There's not really a breakdown that you can really do of the Tyson fight and Jake Paul because it went how most people expected it to go. Mike beat Mike, doing his usual thing, fighting his usual fight, the peekaboo style. And then Jake using his reach, using the length. You know, it's funny, when Mike was coming up, they said he was 6 feet. I guess with age, you get a bit shorter because it says he's 5'10". But he did look, I'm not going to lie, he looked yoked. Whatever he using, give me that when I'm 50. I swear, the stem cells, the peptides, whatever it is, I swear, my man's was looking yoked. He was looking better than most people our age, you know, in their 20s and 30s. So again, I think it was cool for him to be able to be in that mode. And he said he still doesn't, he was talking to Ariel and he's saying he's not going to go and give up. Or he might fight again. He might fight Logan. I definitely don't want to see him fight Logan. But it'll give Logan a win. But, you know, I just don't want to see that fight. Maybe somebody a little bit older, like a massive name who's wanting to go and do another fight. Not an Anderson Silva, but, you know, someone in that age range where they're past their prime. I mean, again, we saw that with Roy Jones, though. He didn't fight the way that he fought tonight against Roy Jones. So I don't know what's going to happen with Tyson. I just enjoyed actually seeing him live. It was a surreal moment to sit there and be watching it live on television, watching a Mike Tyson fight. Because I'm telling you, you don't know how many hours of footage I watched when I was a kid, like not a kid, but when I was a teenager, just, when I was doing backyard brawls with my cousins. I would go and I'd watch Tyson fights and I'd get in the zone. Same thing when I prepped for the film. I was watching so much Tyson, all the highlights, the knockout reels. There's something about his energy. Everyone's saying aura nowadays. His aura was off the charts, but just the zone that he was able to go to, I love it. Again, his style was also his style was so interesting to watch. I find it fascinating studying Mike Tyson. His story with Custom Model, how he became a champion, coming from literally Brownsville, broke, his parents, the stories. Anyways, I could go on long hours talking about just how dope that story is. And I still feel like they haven't made a show or a movie that does it justice. I know Jamie Foxx was going to go do one, but I don't know if that ended up coming into fruition. I know he was gaining the size and he obviously had the impression right, but I'm digressing. It's something that I hope I get to watch one day. But again, Mike Tyson just living his life and us being able to look back on it, incredible. What a guy, what a story, there's never going to be anything like it. I truly don't think so. It's a once in a lifetime experience that we got to see with Mike Tyson. And so again, when I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm literally looking at the TV, I'm like, damn, like I'm watching Mike Tyson in a fight. Of course, not in his prime, but he's fighting. That's still Mike. That's still his thought process. Seeing him in the corner, like you don't again, as an actor, I heard this great thing that you don't being an actor is being an athlete of the emotions. You don't fake how he acts. That mentality that he has when he's in the corner and when he's there, when he has this look in his eye, that's from the years and years and years of the life that he lived that no one else has lived. No one on the history of this planet has lived the life that Mike Tyson has from beginning to end. And that's incredible. But you only get those moments from him, those glimpses, because that's what he looks back on. That's what he channels from. That's where he comes from. And it's so fascinating to me. Again, it sounds, corny coming from an actor's perspective, but it's incredible to just see that person and who he becomes and how that translates. Again, I just wish he had the 30-year-old body that he used to fight in, that we could see with that mentality. You can see why that was a champion. You can see why 20-year-old him, why that person ended up becoming the greatest champion that we saw of that era. So super incredible. Again, I could talk about it forever for that. But with the Jake Paul sitch, good for him. What a legacy fight. What a moment for him to actually have that. I know everyone's hating on him. You got to give respect where credit is due. He was a little YouTuber, Vine streamer, to then becoming 72,000 people. He was headlining a 72,000 stadium. Incredible. Jerry's World, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. He did that with Netflix, first of its kind. What a G. Good for him. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me I was watching. I was like, yo, I kind of want to fight. I love combat sports, and I have a lot of respect for it. Again, I just acted it. I didn't actually do it. Trust me, I know there is a big difference. But there's a part of me that I was like, I could see why he did such a massive pivot. He dedicated his life to becoming that guy. Just physique-wise alone, my man's looking thick. He looking chunky, man. He put on a lot of size. Again, I think it's also because he knew he was fighting Mike Tyson. He wanted to have that strength and that power. But man, he's big compared to his YouTuber days. Just looking a little bit of before and after. Incredible. A lot of respect. But at the same time, I do feel, I'm like, yo, what if? What if? Not being like an actual fighter or a combat sports guy, but man, doing just this influencer boxing. I don't know. Could be a vibe. I have no idea. But either way, I just know the sacrifice it takes, the time and energy. Making a movie is hard enough, let alone actually doing a training camp and actually putting everything on the line. I know it's your life on the line. That's what they always say. which it is true to a certain extent. Rest in peace, anybody who's lost their lives. It's a very serious thing. And of course, the CTE and all those different things. But man, just getting hit in the face is no joke. If none of y'all have been hit in the face, I highly recommend it. As crazy as it sounds. I remember the first time I got hit, I was in grade 8 and I was boxing in one of the backyard brawls at my classmates in school that we had. We went to a little park and it was great. One of my homies, he was the best fighter out of all of us. We all put on gloves and I remember he jabbed me once and I looked up and I saw a couple stars. He jabbed me again and I was like, oh shoot, what the hell? Jabbed me a third time. I didn't know where I was. I was so shook. I was like, wait a second. I was rocked and never experienced anything like that before in my life. And then from there, it was dope because then it's just you're swinging and you're going and there is a thrill to it. So I highly recommend, if none of you guys have even just sparred, why not? It's something experienced in life. There's truly nothing like it, especially if you're a dude and you're young. Why not? Again, you don't got to go crazy and get knocked out and all of that. But it's worthwhile to experience the intensity, the fight or flight or freeze, which I learned about recently. There's so much to gain from that. So anyways, I don't know. That's kind of what I experienced. I was watching the fight and I was like, I see it. And there's a couple cool fights coming up. I know there's the Gibb versus Slim fight, which will be interesting. I know that's on Misfits. KSI is probably going to be fighting soon again. I don't know. There's still so much I'm doing right now anyways. I can't even be thinking about it. But still, just being a little, what is it, couch quarterback, I was like, damn, I kind of want to fight. I kind of want to do it, see what happens. But anyways, I know I can just go train again. And I'm also not, but again, it's just like, I'm like the same size as all these guys. We're literally all the same size, same spec. It's like, anyways, then again, I am leaning out anyways for this film. So, yeah, but I can put it back on. I could do it. Anyways, so with all that being said, it was cool. It been a crazy day, but I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I saw it live. Kudos to Mike. Kudos to Jake. It's an exciting time to be watching combat sports. Seriously, tomorrow's a crazy fight with Jones and Stipe, but I wanted to just give my thoughts on it. I thought it was an interesting fight. Again, I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to be like, man, this is stupid. Why did they do that? Mike, how did they sanction it? Dude, man's just trying to live his life. Let Mike live. He's at the tail end. Let him actually experience these things. Plus, technology is crazy. For him to look like that at 58, insanity. So that's me. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all have a blessed whenever, wherever. Inshallah, talk to y'all soon. Yallah, salam, everybody.